the only test is to take it out on the street and stand on it, but we are not doing that today. We are going to wait till the plates are actually on the car at this point to do that. At least that's what Junior thinks. But I also want to check the timing. So I got the timeline here. I want to make sure we're good. This has mechanical advance, has no vacuum advance. It used to have vacuum advance. We deleted it. Okay, vacuum advance is a great for street-driven cars, which this is. So is a vacuum secondary carburetor. Great for a street-driven car. But if I was going that route, there'd be a cart around here. Much more streetable than these things. These can be tuned to be streetable. But I want him to have the experience of smelling like a gas station that flooded when he gets to where he's going. No, but seriously, you lose some of the drivability when you do the ignition this way. And the main reason is we don't even look at the base timing anymore. We just look at the max timing that I want from this engine. So I'll bring it up till it doesn't advance anymore. Okay? Or, simple than that, I mean, this thing isn't turned on. I just go in here and I dial it in, let's say 38 degrees. I dial in 38 degrees. Did I tell you what that is? 712, we pegged it. Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, I don't even notice it because I get the air coming in from under here. But say we type in, I put in 38 degrees, I pull the trigger, I lock it. Now this thing is at 38 degrees. So now what you do is you bring the engine up till you have no more mechanical advance. It won't advance anymore. And you line the pointers up at 0. If your damper is correct, which is when it's ejected. So I bring it 0, and this is already messing with the number by 38 degrees. So then if I release it and bring this back down to 0, I won't even see the time walk anymore. So as I'm advancing it, I'm making the time walk. For the people that don't understand these things, this thing is old. So with one of these, you don't need the strip with tape, which I do have about 100 of those tapes if anybody ever needs them, of all different harmonic balance of sizes. Just got to find them when I was selling them. But with that, you could just use your 0 mark. The disadvantage to that is when you're driving down the road, I don't know if you realize, sometimes your timing will go up to 50, 55 degrees. If you were like a steady cruise, you're not going uphill, you're not accelerating. It'll go all the way up. That makes the engine run really efficient. The second you start to lean into the gas just a little bit, I don't mean like you're passing somebody, just lean into the gas a little bit, you'll see that number drop drastically. Because the engine can't handle that much time and it'll detonate. Okay, and then if you put it to the floor, it drops down to a certain number. So when you set up a car for racing, in so many words, you put it to that number that the maximum the engine can tolerate. We'll use it at that. The burn time is correct from when it fires to when it's after top dead center. When it's in that window where it's supposed to be. We'll leave it. I didn't want to get complicated with it. But that's where you set the car to. Now that's not ideal for cruising around town. That's not ideal if you're humming down the highway with no load. Okay, so the car will hold itself back. Believe it or not, there is more power to it at a cruise. The engine could work a little easier. So the engines do work a little harder because the ignition timing is at the wrong spot. Anybody that's ever played with timing, you know what I'm talking about. You go like this, you advance it while it's sitting here idle, and the idle will pick up because you're hitting the sweet spot. But unless you recalibrate everything, it might over advance. Okay, so this one is set up. I forgot what springs are in there. I forgot what weights are in there. Okay, we just have this thing set up for maximum timing for these particular heads. That's basically what you're going by, because the heads make a huge difference. The way the efficiency of the head is what makes a difference, and the material it's made out of. I also noticed in the video, the last video, I'm sure you guys saw, the wheels tilted out. The ground strap's still hanging down. I forgot to hook it up to the frame. So when you went by with the camera, I saw the ground strap hanging down. I was like, ah, crap, we gotta get under there. So we'll get under there, we'll do that. I honestly think the two next important things to do is wire up the line lock and give this thing an alignment. You know, the basic alignment, which would be pretty damn close. The steering wheel might be off just a hair or something like that, but we're going to be very close. And then tighten everything up. And then leave it to when I could bring it to work down the road and take care of it. Then we're just going to start buttoning shit up. We're going to get rid of all the piles inside the car. And probably just all wet sanded it. So, so that's what's going on, guys. Like I said, I'm calling this car really good for now. I think we're going to be fine. We got it out of severe race mode. And yeah. So with that said, guys, like I said, doesn't seem like a big video. You understand I do work. I do have other obligations, other things I'm dealing with. And I know people want to see the car done. They want to see everything painted. Some things are not going to happen right now, guys. Just can't. You can't. So, but Junior's eager. Junior's asking me every day, what are we going to work on? When is it going to be done? I also have to get tubes and run them off those breathers. I'm going to do it the old school way and go down. My wagon has the diverter valves and the collectors, but I don't run them into that anymore. I actually run them through the shackles and my leaf springs in the front, because I found that under a lot of conditions of driving the car, I wasn't getting any scavenging. So that means the engine's actually building up a pressure. That's the last thing I need. So I left them as breathers. And if you're going to drag race it, all you have to do is take the tube and plug it on. And I also put caps on the diverter valves. For you guys that don't know what a diverter valve is a one-way reed valve on your exhaust. When the exhaust goes into a negative pressure, it sucks air in. And believe it or not, your exhaust most of the time is in a negative pressure. When you first accelerate, it's not. When you're cruising down the road, it is. It's drawing. The problem is, a lot of times, when you decelerate, if you let that diverter valve stay on, that's when you hit a backfire. Like you hear it on like motorcycles and go-karts and things like that. And you see the fire come out. Because you're introducing oxygen, you have fuel being drawn down. Because you close the plates and you're just sucking the fuel from the idle circuit. Okay, and you still have movement. So you'll hear backfiring. That's why I haven't capped off. On a modern day car, if it has a diverter valve system, it's all done either electronically or vacuum operated. Those valves shut off. Or you'll get the pop, 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 pop. If you're getting the pop, 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 pop sound, you have a leak somewhere. So there's no other way to get the popping sound. Because there's not enough oxygen in the exhaust to make it explode. So, okay guys, I think we've talked enough. Let's put the air filter back on this thing and figure out what we're going to do next. Okay guys, I pulled off the latch. Ooh, get all the tape and shit off it. I was going to leave it the natural black, but I had most of it taped off and I didn't realize how cruddy it looked. I have to bring it back to work and clean it because I had oiled it. And then we'll blacken it and put it back on. So, and hopefully we'll close. There's a third bolt. I have to put in one of those speed nuts back here and a third bolt. Let's get rid of the razor blade. And we should be good. I figure anything I could do at work in here at the same time will just help speed up the process. So I'm sick of looking at that tape all over the front. Every little thing, right? Every little stupid fucking thing. We gotta get the clips to hold up that harness too. Okay guys, we're out of here.